started. So we come up to standing, sharing some music. So, have you got any band? You will need so I'd like you to bring your band here in front of you and let the ends sort of hang loose. Or back. Down. And as you do that, lengthening up the band's head, back. Rise and out. Exhale. Breath. And if you could band underneath your foot, so if you do flatten it out, your hands are looking out, it's got a bit of pull, and you're going to point your toes and then flex. And really need to make sure that most of your moves are good. You're going to point and then flex, and again pointing and then flexing and then circling, reversing, alrighty, and then release. Give that a go on the other side, so make sure of your foot and your toes are in there. Pull on the bands, flex, and then point, and flex, and point. Circling. Reversing. And let's release. And you can take your band this way again. Have your feet just slightly wider than your hips. Let your knees soften. Band up. This down. As you lean up, you should switch your core muscles on. So get a sense of pulling your belly button muscle in as you lean. And again, suck the belly buttons in as you lean. Release, breathe. And as you do it again, let's try to have some more pull on the bands, just stretching it up to your head and then releasing it. And again, pull in, release the band, and then pull again, stretch. Ready, and if you can lengthen out through the other arm for a little bit of balance. Now, can you keep on the side of your body still as you sweep through with the leg and then circle around? So how steady can you be on that limb on the floor? Can we do that in the opposite direction? So same leg going to the back, taking it around, and do it again. And as you sweep back, can you get your buttock muscle active? So aim for a little bit of height in the leg. All right. Right, let's release and give that a go on the other side. Sure, the band is flat to your foot, lengthening up your posture, and welcome the wobble a little bit on these. Got it. Steady. That side. Test your balance by circling. See if you can add a bit more height. Alrighty, let's reverse. Final one. It's not. And then if you can hook your band actually under both of you. Just stretch it under your feet slightly. Lifting your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze, press down. Shoulders up. Squeeze, press down. Elbow hang, like a little weight off the tailbone, elongating your spine. That will really open out collarbones. Relax your knees as you lean sideways. Then drop and lift. So allowing the head to go heavy to mobilize the neck. Let the head drop. As the band sort of pushes you down on one side, add a bit of lift now. Let it pull you down on one side, lift on the other. Flaps like this in your hands, pulling your elbows back, grip and pull like you're trying to pull the band apart. And do it again. As you do it, squeeze your armpits, rising onto tiptoes, hold, 2, 3, and release. Let's do that again. Pull, 2, 3, and release. Now either keep going with that, find your band double over. So it will feel a lot tougher. Give it a go with the band doubled. Quite a jump up. So pull, 2, 3. I'm going to do that twice more. Pull, 2, 3. So final one. And resting. Great. So let's go down onto back next. To turn your palms up, and you're going to apply a little tilt of the tailbone. So you're going to roll your bottom under, squeeze the buttocks and push the hips up into a shoulder bridge, and then imprinting down middle back and lower back. And on the way up, we just squeeze your pelvic floor. Physios, doctors tell us we should be doing these on a daily basis. So squeeze the pelvic floor, and then as you come down, allow those muscles to relax. So let's do that again. Squeeze, keep the squeeze held, and squeeze your knees slightly, and then imprinting middle back lower back to come down. Now, keep going with that, and add the arms go to the top. So your thumbs go towards the floor, squeezing your knees, and then coming down and rolling middle back and lower back. Now, if you want, you can bring your hand again doubled over the top of the head, and you're going to pull, like you're trying to pull the band apart, and then coming back in and down. So we curl the tailbone under, squeeze through the bottom, pull, like we're trying to pull the band apart, and then imprinting middle back and lower back. Let's do that twice more. Coming up and holding, and then pulling, and imprinting bit by bit. So working on straightening around the glutes as we hold the bridge, and then adding that pull to work on our strength around our shoulders. Alrighty, so from here, we're going to roll and hitch our band. Takes a little bit of getting into this one. So I've got my band like this, and then I'm going to do a leg over onto my foot. A bit like that on this manoeuvre. So hopefully you've now got our band there, like that. So try and keep it sort of under the ball of your foot, flat, and weight your hip bones down, using your pubic bone into the floor. So use the band to pull your shoulders back, and we're going to lift through the chest, holding 2, 3, and then lowering the forehead back down to the ground. So lift through the chest, hold, 2, 3, and then lower. Really want to keep the pubic bone on the floor to keep a sense of elongation through our lower back. We're going to squeeze our shoulder blades when we're lifting, 2, 3, and then lowering. Using the resistance of the band in the body to help strengthen the muscles in our back, shoulders. A little bit of buttock squeeze as you lift helps to give the back some support. So give that a go 3 more times, holding for 3 at the top. So 2 more. Inhaling as we lift and exhaling as we come down. So final 1, 2, 3, and then relaxing off. And you can just sort of let your band ping, shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then from here, we're going to come up and find our downward dog. So if you can hook your toes underneath, and then drop your heels down, and lift the tailbone up into the air, breathing deeply, spreading the fingers, spreading the toes. Noticing what the calves are saying today, how they're feeling. Deep breath in and out. Alrighty, and then from here we're going to take a walk with our hands to touch our toes, and a curl coming up to standing. Now if you can find a stick, we're going to focus on some lunges to build stamina in the legs, and work on opening out our hips. So nice big stride, tiptoe on the back foot, head, shoulders, tailbone against the stick. I'm going to come down, 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 and hold. Keep squared up in the hips. 2, 3, and then straightening out through our front leg, keeping the knuckles and the lower back together as we come down. Hold, breathe. And coming back up. And as we come down on this one, we work at straightening our back leg out. Keeping the hips squared up. I'm going to hold this one just a little bit longer. 5 more seconds. Aiming the top elbow up towards the ceiling there to get some stretch under the armpit. Alrighty, let's release, turn the feet, and we'll give that a go on the other side. So just use the stick to monitor your posture. Head, shoulders, tailbone against the stick as you come down. Onto the toes on the back foot. Breathe. Inhaling as we lift back up and exhaling as we come down. Hold, breathe. And let's do that again. We're coming down. Hold, breathe. You straighten out your back leg. Hold this one for a little bit longer. Hold it there for 5 more seconds. Alrighty. Now, give a stretch out. So we're going to keep hold of our stick now and mobilize our shoulders. So we're going to come round the back, tap down, to the front and tap down, and then reverse back in the opposite direction. Again, can you make the circle bigger? Alrighty, so 1 more each way. And final one. Alrighty, and then have a drink. And if you could find some weights. Okay, so focusing on some squat technique to help our strength and stamina in our legs. Think about your posture, feet just slightly wider than your hips. If you can angle your knees out towards the little toe side. And push your body weight just slightly back into your heels. Coming back up. As you come down into your squat, again, push out towards your little toe side so you're not rolling in over your big toes. So our first level, we're going to bring the weight towards the shoulder. Hold for 3 seconds and then release the weight down. The next level, we're going to do the same, but then we're going to push forwards out in front of the shoulder, move back in and release. So level 2, bring it to here, and then if you can push it out. Now when you do the push out, try not to let your shoulders sort of round forwards. So keep your collarbones open and press your shoulder blades down your back. For level 3, we're going to do the push forwards, but then we're also going to stay there and do the push upward by the ear. Alrighty, so you choose your level. 2 or 3. Gonna do 2 more. And final one. And release. Okay, give your legs a shake for me. Taking your stick behind your back as we stretch our quads and also practice some balance work. So if you can see yourself in your screen from a side view, that can help you to position well. So can you get your knee back towards the other knee and your heel touch to your bottom, thereabouts, and being upright with the stick. Hold, breathe, can either stay with this version or add a forward lean. Can you keep your heel onto your bottom as you hold the lean? More advanced, we had some lift through the back leg. Hold, breathe, and release. We transition with control to the other side. So how's it looking? Can you get that knee to touch the other? Heel towards your bottom. Push your hips forward. Bit of bottom squeeze helps to initiate the stretch. And then we add in some lean, testing our balance, welcoming the wobble. Use your eyes. Look at something still to help steady the mind. Adding more lift to test the balance further for a more advanced option. Breathe. And release. And give your legs a shake. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our back. We're going to use our band again. So if you can hook your band under your feet like this, and then walk your hands down your band. We're going to hover, see if we can balance, and then can we roll? So hover, roll, and come back up. Breathe out on the roll. Now if you want to, you can add some extension for more advanced. And pull your elbows back as you do the extended leg. Keep lifted in your chest. We're going to do that twice more. So final one. Alrighty, let's release. Can you find a stick now? Now if you are trying to build up more strength around your hips, then you could add some weight in onto your legs. We're going to do oysters next. So if you're finding the lower levels too easy, then add some weight into the ankles. So we're going to bring our stick behind our head, our tailbone, feet forwards with some lift in the waistline. Pointing the toes, we roll the knee back. 1, 2, 3, and then flex our feet down. And do it again, point the toes as we lift up and back down. And really the key on these is not to let the top hip wander. Often when I'm doing personal coaching with people, I can really see that that top hip is wandering. So you want to work at keeping that nice and steady. At second level, we're going to add that extension through the leg. Flexing the feet and then pointy toes. The third level, come up onto the bottom arm, into a side plank. Can we do it 3 more times? Use your feet, you're lost without them. Final one. To train the feet as well as the legs. Let's give that a go on the other side. So head, shoulders, and tailbone against the stick. So knees up in front of the hip. Now, can you get your waistline picked up? This hip will sort of look like it moves down that way as you do the lift from the underside. So that lift from the underside helps us to activate some of our deepest lower back muscles. Quadratus lumborum helps with the stabilization of our lower back. So these can be really useful in helping to keep that area nice and strong. Adding that reach through the toes. Helping to work the muscles on the side of the hip for our bone density. And for more advanced, up into side plank. Keeping our shoulders pressed down away from our ears. Working the muscles around the shoulder and the bottom arm as well. Can we do 2 more? And final one. Alrighty, resting off. Now, can we come over to all fours, arcing the stick along back, your head, shoulders, tailbone against the stick. As we extend the leg, can we get enough lift that we feel the buttock muscle kicking in? Are we able to transition to the other side without the stick wobbling off? If we can, adding some reach with the opposite arm for level 2. Hold at the top for 3, 2, 1, and go back down. As we do the hold at the top, reaching the fingers, pointing the toes, and then coming back down. Adding some fold through the back leg. For more advanced today, noticing as you bend the back leg, does it drop or can you keep the thigh bone lifted? Again, something I would spot when we're doing more some coaching together. I'm going to do that 4 more times. Breathing in as we reach, breathing out as we close. One. So from here, we're going to meet in our downward dog again. So hands at the edges of the mat. If we can hook the toes underneath, pull the feet back, lift the tailbone, breathing deeply. And we wriggle our toes another inch further back. Press our heels down more firmly. Breathe. Alrighty, and then let's take a walk with our feet and come and have a sit down. Alrighty, so next we're going to do some curls. If it's tricky to get yourself up and down off the floor, you could use your band under your feet and hook it. If you're able to do it hands-free, then tap the head down and then coming back up. For more advanced today, we're going to tap one shoulder and then lift. So we're adding some rotation, looking behind the shoulder, and then eye gaze up to the ceiling. So look down behind and then eye gaze up. And we do 4 more of those. So last one. And then from there, we're going to lay down onto our backs, interlock our fingers at the top, but turn the palms so they face outwards, the little finger side down, pointing the toes, arching the back, breathing into the belly so it fills with air, and breathing out. So again, filling up your belly with air, and breathing out. Closing your eyes. Use this as your breathing space today. One more deep breath. Alrighty, so from here, we're going to bring our right knee up to our chest and then bring it across the body, placing the foot on the floor and applying some pressure down with the knee as we trail the arm behind. We're going to look towards our back hand, press the shoulder down, breathe deeply, inhaling through the nose, and as you exhale through your mouth, can you apply a bit more pressure with your knee and with your back shoulder? Breathing deeply again, pressing those points down again. Alrighty, so nice little stretch for our lower back around our sacroiliac joint where our lower back and our buttock meet. So let's give that a go on the other side. Toe touching down. We're going to trail the other arm behind. Turn the head to look over that shoulder, pressing the shoulder down. Breathing deeply. And again, inhaling through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, apply more pressure through the knee and through the shoulder if that feels safe and appropriate for you today. One more deep breath. Alrighty, so let's release. We're going to park our hands here now around the back of the head. And I'd like you to touch your opposite elbow and your knee together like this. So tapping the knee and the elbow together for first level. Or we're going to double up the pace. So as one knee comes up, the other knee comes down like this. And as one elbow touches the knee, the other elbow touches the floor. We can do it with a straight leg for more advanced option. Breathing in for 2, breathing out for 2. Working into the core. Pointing the toes quite firmly. 2 more breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Alrighty, and then when you're done, if you can, come and roll onto your front. We're going to take a cobra stretch. Hands just slightly wider than your chest. Pushing the ground away and squeezing the buttocks. Chin up towards the ceiling, so we're arching back, squeezing the buttocks to give the back support. Hold, breathe. And sit back down. Here we're going to open our knees and switch into a groin stretch. So if you have your knees sort of actually off the edges of the mat like that, feet together, parking the bottom back slightly but elbows forwards. Pushing the bottom back. Breathe. And then rather than pushing the bottom back, we're now going to open the feet wider and sort of lean the hip into the floor. Alrighty, and then bringing the feet together. So let's give our necks a stretch. You can have a little drink if you need one. Stretch, so you can pop your stick along your back. Some water. it. It's going to be another nice week. So if we walk our hands towards each other, grip and pull like we're trying to pull the stick apart, and then we'll turn the head, look down over the shoulder, breathe deeply. And then release the head and pull again quite firmly, like you're trying to pull the stick apart, aiming this top elbow up towards the ceiling as we turn and look down. Breathe and release. Okay, let's do that one more time. Can you get your hands closer together? Grip and pull as you turn. Breathe. Alrighty, let's do that on the other side. So walking the hands together and noticing, is there any difference on this side compared to the other one? And let's release and do it again. Grip and pull. No, definitely for me, one side feels a little bit tighter than the other. And certainly years ago when I had a frozen shoulder, it was really tricky to get those fingers together behind. So good to identify where our imbalances are so that we can use that as our guide. Alrighty, so let's relax off, and we're going to take our feet wide into our yoga triangle now. Turn the toes out over here, push the heel away on this side, and then switch the hip across, slide the hand along the shin, stacking the shoulders one above the other, reaching the fingers at the top, and then eye gaze looking up, breathing deeply. And then bringing this arm over, so the arm is sitting more horizontally now, extending through the fingers. Breathe. I'm going to bring that hand down to the other hand and turn the back foot so the feet are now sitting parallel. So we bring our nose down towards our knee. We're going to bend our legs, come back up, and then turn our toes out on the other side, angle the back foot in as we slide the hand along the shin, going long with the top arm. Eye gaze turning up to the top hand, breathing deeply. Bringing this arm over, reaching through the fingers, arm pulling back, straightening through the legs, and then bringing our top hand down to meet our bottom hand or thereabouts, and then turning the back foot so our feet are now more parallel, nose to knee. Breathe. Alrighty, we're going to soften into our front knee and give our legs a bit of a shake out. Can you join me down onto the back now? And time for some relaxation and visualization. So if you can, let your hands rest on top of your belly. Take a moment to celebrate the effort that you've put into getting these exercises done today. Little sort of high-five moment with yourself. Like contemplating some of those benefits from making those little decisions each day. affects our mobility and flexibility, but knock-on effect to dependence, being able to for our health and well-being, not just of ourselves, but for the people around us. Thinking about how that energy, that effort that we put in, how that has a knock-on effect. It's a ripple effect. To mentally tune into the feeling of the rising and the falling of the belly, expanding and emptying as you naturally breathe. A technique today known as castle breathing. So like the shape of the top of a castle, we're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Hold for 4. In for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Just let your breathing settle back to its natural pace. Visualize yourself one of your favorite places to be at this time of year. Just see the colours of that space. Shapes of nature. The sounds of that space. Feel of it, the energy. In that space, let's sort of thoughts pop up in your head. Tend to say to yourself when you're in that place. Just bringing those thoughts with you. Open our eyes and slide. Stretch our wrists.